A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. It is one sporadic broadcast this evening. I know that I broadcasted here on the Blog Talk Radio Network yesterday, and we're going to go ahead and follow that up with another consecutive broadcast. And for all the individuals that are tuning in with me live or in the archive, well, once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get on the crux of today's commentary, I'd like for you all to please bookmark the official blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And once again, folks, to figure out when I'm going to have these sporadic broadcasts, please add me to your Twitter. Well, I don't know what you call it, your friends or following friends, or I don't know what the hell this techie terminology is, but follow me on Twitter, Ghost Politics, all one word, no underscores is the name to follow. It'll be the easiest way to figure out when I'm going to be conducting a live broadcast here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. But anyway, folks, I decided to do another broadcast here on a consecutive day. This is the episode edition number 131. And there's a variety of different subject matters that I wanted to speak about this evening, and I just could not put them all in the description without looking like I'm writing a damn novel. We're going to get into first the H1N1 epidemic or pandemic or hyper-sensationalism, whatever it is. We're going to get into that. We're also going to get into the Acorn video situation, the whole Acorn debacle. Another video has been released by the individuals and the independent journalists that have actually taken it upon themselves to go undercover or incognito, posing as a prostitute and his pimp, and her pimp, and they're going into Acorn locations throughout the East Coast, and basically Acorn is obliging to the fact that they're completely okay with them being prostitutes and pimps, and, you know, got them on footage trying to guide these supposed prostitute and pimp into finagling themselves free housing on the American taxpaying dime, thanks to the community organization group that's federally funded called Acorn. Anyway, another one of these tapes came out, and we're going to discuss that also. Another thing that we're going to discuss this evening is the education chief calling for a complete teacher overhaul and how teachers are trained to educate our children. Not that that's really going to make one bit of difference, for heaven's sake, because they've already done 30 years' worth of damage by throwing our people back at least 100 years in education, in my personal opinion. We're going to talk about that also this evening. And we're also going to get into the Treasury Department. This is straight off the hot wire, and of course this hasn't been done yet, but according to the Associated Press reports and Reuters reports, an unknown person speaking on terms of anonymity out of the Treasury Department is suggesting that tomorrow the Treasury Department is going to announce that these bailout companies, these bailout financial institutions, bankers, and Wall Street executives, tomorrow the Treasury Department is going to announce that they should slash executive pay, and we're going to get into that also. We're going to get into a lot of issues. But first, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Once again, I am, unfortunately, the big bad wolf of conservative commentary on the Internet, and I really don't appreciate all the malarkey that's being written about me, and it's being posted on YouTube and all this other crap. But the bottom line is, folks, is whether you agree or disagree with the commentary you're about to hear this evening, what the whole intention of this broadcast is for you to spark some synapses in that little noggin you call a brain out there in hopes of inspiring you to go out there and do your duty. And your duty is to participate in this political system in an attempt to try to preserve your liberty and to try to preserve your freedom. That's what this show is all about. And if you're going to be some damn left-wing, long-haired, liberal, bed-wetting, tree-hugging, whale-humping hippie or some muff-diving, Gloria Steinem-worshiping, burning-your-bra-having feminist, and you're going to insist on continuously agitating the situation here on the True Conservative radio program or calling up the program in an attempt to prank call, I strongly advise you to get the hell off and go whack off to Rosie O'Donnell's old episodes of The View or some crap, because we don't want to hear from you, all right? We want to hear rational thinking. We want to hear critical thinking. We actually want to hear substance-filled debate, and that's what this program's all about. So for all of you damn liberals and all of you damn feminists that are trying to desecrate the great name of the True Conservative radio program, for all of you ass clowns that are trying to write supposed sponsors that are sponsoring this program in an attempt to take this program down, you're not going to do a damn thing. The only thing you're doing is trying to get yourself FaceTime, is trying to cause some sort of a ruckus because your little stupid leftist, socialistic, communist crap isn't being implemented as fast as you want it to be. Now, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off that. And I want to go ahead and talk about the H1N1 swine flu situation. Now, folks, as soon as this situation came about in last May of some sort, it was at the end of the school year, and this is when we started really going hyper-sensationalistic about swine flu. I mean, we got so hyper-sensationalistic, folks, out here in Texas is where the first cases started becoming predominant. We had entire school districts closing their doors in hopes of preventing the spread of this ridiculous ailment. And in the process of that, I mean, this is a footnote, of course. This has nothing to do with H1N1. But when they closed down the schools out here in Texas for the H1N1 situation and to sanitize the entire schools that were closed down and whatnot, you actually had single entitlement collected mothers on the boob tube on local news channels complaining that their children depend on the free breakfast and the free lunch, and that they were complaining that they were going to have to take money out of their pocket to feed their kid. But that's a footnote. I'm getting off keister here. When this H1N1 swine flu first came about in around May, I did a show at that particular time basically shunning the whole idea of an H1N1 flu. I mean, it's a freaking flu, all right, folks? It's not like you're ridden to a death sentence. I mean, if we look at the amount of supposed calculated deaths that are attributed or supposedly attributed to this swine flu epidemic, it is no different from the actual flu epidemic. And what's really unfortunate out here is that we've got this ridiculous boob tube media trying to shove this ridiculous swine flu garbage down our throats, and they're trying to anesthetize us into going out and getting a damn vaccine for this ridiculous ailment. And as a matter of fact, we've even got our government initiating investment into these so-called pharmaceutical companies who seem to have the vaccine on hand. Unfortunately, what's happening here is, in my personal view, I think that this swine flu epidemic is nothing more than payback to the pharmaceutical companies. In my opinion, if you look at all the individuals that are capitalizing off this swine flu epidemic, all right, if you take a look at all the pharmaceutical companies that are manufacturing this garbage, they're getting paid very generously to do so. And you have the government enforcing this idea that all of the children in the public education system need to be vaccinated. You got the boob tube media that's hook, line, and sinker with this damn liberal regime trying to make people believe that they're going to have to get vaccinated, and they need to hurry up. They need to hurry up and get vaccinated before this swine flu enters their body and turns their insides into liquid crap. and before it just starts eating you up like battery acid and all this hypersensationalistic malarkey. But what's unfortunate, in my opinion, is this is a complete fabrication. This is a complete hypersensationalistic bunch of garbage. All right? I mean, I don't believe one bit of it. And let me tell you, if there has been deaths out here related to the supposed swine flu, it was because it's just the flu. I mean, you know, the flu is just it's a screwed up situation. I mean, you know, what was it, 150 years ago, you know, the mortality rate for getting the flu was very low. I mean, and once again, I'm not trying to diminish the ramifications of the flu, but to sit here and give this swine flu such prominence as if it's supposed to be the CDC's top priority, when we've got cancers and we've got AIDS and HIV and leukemias and diabetes and all these other ailments that are killing thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people. And this just seems to be, oh, well, no big deal. We've been working on this for about 50 years. We're going to continue working on it for another 50 years. But no, once one flu comes around and people catch it, and you know, let me tell you something, folks, if you haven't been sick already, you should have already gotten sick because it's the time to get sick. And what's unfortunate is that you got somebody getting a sniffle, they're getting a damn, you know, whatever, a fever. They're going to the hospital. In my opinion, they're getting themselves more sick in a disease-infested hospital. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, folks, I mean, if you look at the supposed calculated deaths for this supposed swine flu epidemic, it is in comparison with the regular flu. I don't agree with the hypersensationalism that our damn media is trying to shove down our holes. I don't appreciate it. I know that the media, folks, if you think the media is trying to have your best intentions of informing you, you got another thing coming, all right? I mean, you have to understand that this media, no matter what media outlet you're speaking of, the whole reason that they're existing, the whole reason that the reporters and all the individuals that are working there are making any kind of money is because they're profiting. That's right. The news organizations that are on television are profiting, so they're trying to put on whatever news story they can to keep your lazy ass sitting on the fat couch so you can watch it, glued to it, like some fixated idiot in a desert thinking he's seeing a mirage of some water or some stuff. Excuse me. I mean, I'm serious, folks. I mean, this is just disgusting. It's a disgrace. I can't believe that we're spending an entire amount of not only our government resources but our tax-paying dollars to this nonsense. And once again, folks, I think the reason that, you know, you have an emphasis also of this H1N1 flu, this whole hypersensationalistic view of this H1N1 ailment, is because of the health care debate. That's right. It kind of bolsters the health care debate, huh? Bolsters the health care debate. It kind of props up the idea that, oh, we need a public option. Oh, we need taxpayers to pay for a public option for health care. You know? This is it right here. I mean, it's no wonder that we're seeing all kinds of health-related pandemics and epidemics and health being emphasized. And you had Michelle Obama today out in front of the White House doing a damn hula hoop with a whole bunch of kids in hopes of promoting a healthy lifestyle and physical activity and all this other nonsense. It's disgusting. So, you know, in my opinion, all right, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't take this swine flu as the equivalent of some great disaster that's going to wipe half the, not only America, but the world population off the face of the planet. All right? I don't believe it. I don't care. And if people are losing lives, I'm not saying that, you know, it's the people that are losing their lives to this ailment, are faking it. I mean, obviously they're gone. They're no longer with us. But if you compare the amount of deaths that are happening with this so-called H1N1 and compare it with the regular flu, you see some similar statistics. You see similar numbers there. And what I'm saying is that if we're seeing similar numbers, why exactly are we mandating? I mean, we're going as far as allowing the state, allowing this government to mandate we get vaccinated for this particular flu ailment. I mean, I already heard it out of Massachusetts. The state's already ordering that everybody out there get this, H1N1 crap. And I think it's malarkey. And no one's asking questions, all right? No one's asking questions about where the hell this vaccination is coming from. No one's asking any questions about how quick this vaccination was whipped up out of nowhere. And according to pharmaceutical companies today, conveniently enough, they don't have enough vaccine. Once they started seeing all the American people running at their nearest healthcare provider asking for a damn H1N1 vaccination like a lab rat running to a food pellet, lo and behold, the pharmaceutical companies conveniently put out a report today that we're out of vaccination. We thought we were going to have enough, but we're short, I don't know how many millions. So I'm sorry. So what the hell does that mean, folks? What the hell does that mean? Well, because they've stirred up this hypersensationalism of H1N1, that means that the prices of the H1N1 vaccine go up. That's right, classic supply and demand, folks. I mean, you think this is an accident? You think this is a coincidence? You think that this just all happens and coincides and it's just a happenstance? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I don't want to get into this whole H1N1 nonsense. Nobody's talking about the health ramifications of not only taking this unknown vaccine, but nobody's also talking about mixing the vaccines. Because not only if you go to these healthcare providers or these free clinics or whoever's dispensing these damn vaccines, not only are they insisting that you get the H1N1 vaccine, they want you to get the regular flu vaccine. They want you to get the regular one. At the same time, and is anybody asking questions that, okay, wait a minute, all right, I'm going to get one vaccine of the H1N1, and then I'm going to get another vaccine for the regular flu? I mean, is this having any effects on the body here? I mean, nobody's asking any of these questions. That's why I'm saying, folks, don't fret yourselves. Don't hyper-sensationalize yourselves. All right? I mean, just calm your ass down. Wash your hands. Make sure to sterilize your home. Make sure that you don't have a variety of different people coming in and out of your house. I mean, try to teach cleanliness to your children and tell them not to share sodas or drinks or food or anything of that nature. Because, I mean, that's just basically how you do not get sick. And in my personal opinion, folks, I just don't think that I think the swine flu is it's as serious as the regular flu. It's as serious as a bad cold, I mean, a bad cold used to take people out back in the 1800s. So let's just calm down here, all right? Let's just calm down about the H1N1 flu garbage. And with all due respect, folks, just because the dumbass boob tube media that you should not be listening to. As a matter of fact, in this day and age of the Internet, you should be utilizing the Internet at all times. And if you're not being able to do that, that's your fault. We got free Wi-Fi at every damn sports bar nowadays, at every damn coffee shop. We even have restaurants getting into the Wi-Fi situation. So I don't want to hear this garbage that you just don't have enough time in the day to keep yourself up to date with what's going on with your government and your situation, your liberty, your freedom. I don't want to hear that crap. You should be on the Internet, informing yourself, keeping yourself up to date with the news. And if you can't do that, folks, well, then you're going to be the one. I hate to say it in such a brash fashion, but I'm going to use the vernacular of those simpletons that are out there that don't know any other way of communicating, but if you don't go out there and inform yourself on your own, you're shit out of luck. With all due respect, because folks, if you're going to, go to the boob tube media and listen to these idiots, like Keith Olbermann, his stupid, gigantic, fat, four-eyed head, talk his liberal propaganda. If you're going to, have that lispy Chris Matthews delivering you your news and information, if you're going to go out and listen to that ridiculous buck-toothed Charlie Gibson or that rodent, what the hell's that little rodent lady? Katie Couric is her name. If you're going to go to these individuals in hopes of getting informed and in hopes of getting proper news, well then you might as well go sell ketchup popsicles to Eskimos out there in white gloves. All right, I'm serious. You might as well go out and start fishing in the middle of the Mojave Desert, for heaven's sake. All right? I mean, give me a break. I mean, let's calm our asses down out here. That's what's unfortunate about American people. They piss and moan about their lives all the time. They piss and moan, oh, I'm not making enough money. Oh, I don't have enough material goods. Oh, I don't have enough entitlements. Oh, I don't have enough of this. But then when the boob tube media, informs them about some ridiculous pandemic that shouldn't even be given the amount of spotlight that it is, this H1N1, all of a sudden, the American people start caring. The American people start getting scared. The American people start saying, oh, I want my vaccine. I don't care. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care where it comes from. I need that vaccine to save my life. I mean, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. All right? If it's your damn time to go, then it's your time to go. That's all there is to it. I mean, I'm sick and tired of seeing people that are so pussy-whipped that they can't, grow a pair of balls every now and then and say, you know what, I mean, who gives a crap? All right? I mean, they're so worried about preserving their lives and preserving this and, oh, I got to get a vaccine. Oh, I got to be clean. Oh, I got to this, and I got to take care of my kids. And But meanwhile, they are neglecting their liberty, they're neglecting their freedom, and they're allowing power-hungry autocrats in Washington, D.C. to sell out not only them, not only their children, but their great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. And all they're doing is, what? They're just sitting there with their pecker shafts in their hand. I mean, they're lacking the creativity to understand that this government was made for the people and by the people. I don't know. Anyway, folks, before I move on to the next subject matter, I just wanted to say, if you're thinking about getting the H1N1 vaccine, I strongly advise you not to do it. I also strongly advise you not to let your children take this H1N1. There's been no legitimate study that says that this is going to in any way prevent you from having this ailment, nor has it been tested on the side effect ramifications of it all. I mean, they're basically using the American people as a bunch of idiotic guinea pigs out here, and these people are paying for it. I mean, usually when they, when any government agency utilizes the American people for tests, I mean, at least they're paying them. At least they compensate them. You hear it on the TV all the time. These stupid groups saying, hey, you have pain in your ass? Come over here and we'll give you $1,000 to take pain in the ass pills. Yeah, we'll give you $1,000 and we'll make sure that you're okay, and we'll give you a free health exam, and we'll also give you, ass pain pills in exchange for $1,000, experimental medication. But out here, you got the American people paying for this unknown vaccine. They are paying for it. They're asking for it. They're having circle jerks about it, for heaven's sake. I mean, every day, every goddamn day I turn on the damn boob tube, I have to hear something about this H1N1 crap. All right? Sick and tired of it. And, by the way, folks, if you're going to get the H1N1 swine flu vaccination, don't get both vaccinations, you stupid idiots. All right? I mean, you know, don't you think there's something wrong there if you get 2 vaccinations of 2 different flus, that there's going to be some kind of a bad side effect in there somewhere? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, the American people, they're more worried about, you know, guzzling down bottles of Cheese Whiz and watching old episodes of the Golden Girls than they are worried about, you know, understanding their surroundings, understanding their government, understanding the social ramifications of every single decision that's being made, not only by our own conscience, but by our damn leaders in this country that we elect. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and segue away from H1N1, swine pig flu, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the new Acorn video, or the videos that have been released today. For all you folks that have been, you know, hiding under a rock or, you know, living in your bathroom or whatever the hell you've been doing, if you haven't been aware about what's happened to the great community organizing group Acorn, we have, believe it or not, 2 young patriots, all right, James O'Keefe and Hannah Giles. All right, now, these 2 individuals took it upon themselves to go into Acorn locations throughout the East Coast region, posing as a prostitute and a pimp, and they went up to these Acorn locations, all right, and they decided to, I don't know, go out and ask for home loans, but basically putting it out there to everyone who was working at Acorn that they were pimps and a prostitute, all right? Well, today in Philadelphia, or the Philadelphia Acorn outlet got hit up with its own video, even though last month the organizing manager of Acorn, or whatever the hell his title is, out there in Philadelphia, made the claim last month that Hannah Giles and James O'Keefe went in to the Acorn Philadelphia location, and that the Acorn employees kicked them out. They claim that the Acorn employees kicked them out, and the Acorn employees called the police. And they were saying that, you know, they had already caught these morons, and that they, you know, all this, they just claimed the worst, all right? They claimed that Hannah and James went in, they knew it was a scam, or they knew something was nefarious, so they kicked them out, and they called the police. Well, it turns out, folks, that those chain of events didn't happen. I mean, according to the new video that was released today, and for all you folks that haven't seen it, I strongly advise you to go to your nearest video portal site and check it out. But once again, folks, it just underscores once again why this leftist idealism, which is the crux idealism and philosophy for Acorn, and of course the liberal regime in power, it just underscores what I've been saying all along, all right? I've been saying that the whole idea of liberalism is to create struggle. I mean, if you look at any communist society that has existed, especially those that existed within the 20th century, if you analyze what kept the bureaucratic system of this communist apparatus in power, it was the idea that they forced their population to struggle. They induced class warfare. They induced dissension amongst the people. Look at Maoism. Look at Stalinism. Look at Leninism. I mean, Lenin, in his great little paper that he wrote, what was it? 1 step forward, 3 steps back, or 2 steps back, whatever the piece of crap work it was, and indirectly he attempted to justify why it was okay to basically cause famine and food shortage amongst his fellow people in Mother Russia. And let me tell you, when Lenin came to power and he decided to initiate this idea of 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or 3 steps back, whatever the hell it was, this is when you had the most, and I kid you not, folks, you can go and research this for yourself. Russia, at the turn of the 20th century, when Lenin took power, this was the worst case of cannibalism in world history. I kid you not, these damn cockeyed vodka-drinking Russians at the turn of the 20th century, once communism took forth, and Lenin decided to, implement his, class struggle idealism and all this dictatorship of the proletariat and all this crap, once Lenin started doing this, at the turn of the 20th century, during Leninism, Russians in Russia started eating each other in mass quantities. I mean, it was the biggest infestation of cannibalism in world history. Now, why do I bring that up, folks? Because look at Acorn, all right? Look at the liberal regime. Look at the initiatives that they are putting forth as supposed remedies to, I don't know, to ailments that are supposedly draining down America. Look at what they're doing. They're spending more money than all the presidents in American history combined. All right? And this is not even the end of it. I mean, they're already talking about more initiations of hundreds of billions of dollars for other ridiculous projects. And where in the hell is that money coming from? I don't know! I mean, you look at Acorn, all right, and you look at those tapes that those two great patriots, Hannah Giles and James O'Keefe, went in undercover incognito to basically expose. You had a supposed community organizing group in Acorn attempting to try to help what was represented as a prostitute and a pimp to get tax-free housing on the taxpayer dime. They were, teaching this Hannah Giles and James O'Keefe when they were posing as prostitute and a pimp. They were showing them how to skirt around the federal laws and how to skirt around the taxes in order to obtain free housing and all the other entitlements that all these losers are having their hands out for out here in America on the American tax-paying dime. Now, why would Acorn do such a thing? You have to ask yourself, why would Acorn help somebody that goes into their location and obviously tells them, yeah, I'm a pimp and this is my prostitute, and we got 13-year-old girls coming in from El Salvador, and I want to get I want to get a house for all these whores so I can go out and, have some sort of a brothel, some sort of a prostitution ring. How do I do it, Acorn? And you had, 6 locations thus far. 6 different Acorn locations attempting to show these individuals how to do just that. 6 different Acorn locations trying to show Hannah Giles and James O'Keefe posing as a prostitute and a pimp. 6 different locations of Acorn outlets trying to show them how to skirt around taxes, how to skirt around all the bureaucratic red tape in order to get free housing on the American taxpayer's dime. Now, why would Acorn do that, folks? Because they are an instrument by this liberal regime. And these tapes should be more than obvious. But they are an instrument for this liberal regime to induce that same class struggle that Mao induced, that Lenin induced, that Stalin induced. Do you understand that? When class struggle is implemented on the people, what is the people to do? Except be dependent on the state. That's right. If you implement class struggle, if you implement the strategy of what Lenin did, the whole idea of 1 step forward, 2 steps back, you induce such a bad class struggle that the only thing of any type of safety, the only thing that has any kind of continuity is the government, is the state, is the dictatorship of the proletariat. That's the only constant in class struggles, folks. And this is why I'm telling you about this idealism of communism that's implemented in America today. This quasi-communist socialist crap. I mean, I'm completely serious, folks. Why would Acorn go out of their way to show a supposed prostitute and a pimp how to skirt around tax laws and how to skirt around the bureaucratic red tape to obtain free housing? Once again, folks, they're trying to implement class struggle, all right? I mean, don't you understand? That's why they're giving out the middle class and the upper middle classes money. All the taxpayer money that we pay every time we collect a check every week. Every time we see all those damn taxes just taken out of our checks. Where are those taxes going? They're going to the losers in America. They're going to the idiots that are out there collecting the food cards, collecting the housing voucher programs, collecting the free cell phone vouchers, collecting electrical assistant vouchers, collecting all this ridiculous nonsense, all right? And on top of which, folks, I'm not just picking on these idiot moochers on the lower end. I'm not just picking on the poor in America. And let me tell you, let me re-emphasize what I mean by poor in America. Now, if you happen to be a bum on the street, all right, and you got a stupid sign in your hand that says, we'll work for food, and you got morons giving you money, as long as that bum is not accepting a goddamn entitlement, I don't really care. I really don't give a crap if you're a bum in society. I mean, if you've got people dumb enough, willing to give their hard-earned money to you voluntarily, right out of their pocket, well, then what gives, all right? I mean, as long as you're not collecting the damn entitlement, I don't give two rats' asses. But I'm also not only picking on the poor that are collecting all these entitlements and vouchers and food cards and free cell phones and free broadband, free all this other crap. I'm also talking about these damn Wall Street assholes. All right, I'm talking about these damn bankers that are out here collecting these billions upon billions of taxpayer dollars. And as a matter of fact, that's a good transition to go into the next subject matter. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it right now. Now, what we're going to talk about here is the Treasury Department announcing today, or actually hasn't even announced, according to a spokesman of the Treasury Department, tomorrow, according to this person speaking on anonymity to the Associated Press, the Treasury is going to announce that the bailout firms that got all the damn bailout money and they're giving out all these billions upon billions in bonuses, that they're going to be forced to take a slash in pay. That's right. It's expected to order companies, all right, that received these huge government bailouts last year to slash their base salaries of all the damn top executives. And according to reports, the average cut in pay of these top executives is going to be 90% of their total compensation. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Now, do I agree that these damn Wall Street assholes who basically open-rated the American tax-paying system, do I believe that there needs to be some recourse against these people? Absolutely. But what these leftists are trying to do, okay, and let me explain to you what's happening here, folks, all right? What's happening is that you have the leftists, the liberals that are in power today. They allowed these damn Wall Street and these bankers to just raid the American tax-paying system of whatever it was, $800 billion or whatever the hell it was. All right? And we announced yesterday when Obama was touring the East Coast trying to raise money for the Democratic Party yesterday, well, Barack Obama was speaking at these galas, raising money for the Democrats, and the people that were attending these galas were the same executives that got the big bailouts, that got the big bonuses. That's right, folks. I mean, and this is what I questioned yesterday. I'm going to question it again today. Does that tell me that the executives that attended these big Democratic fundraising galas yesterday, are these individuals using taxpayer money to donate to the Democratic Party? I mean, am I getting this right, or am I just kind of, going off a deep end? Am I taking a trip off the wild side here? But, folks, let's get to the real crux of the matter. The Treasury Department tomorrow is going to announce that these companies that got the big, huge bailouts, that their executives are going to have to get a 90% cut in total compensation. Now, what does that mean exactly? That means that they're going to still get the big, billion-dollar bonuses, all right? They're still going to do the whole billion-dollar bonuses. They're still going to do all this nonsense. But next year, they're only going to be able to, take home 10% of what they used to get each year. All right? I mean, this is what they're doing here. They're trying to, in essence, implement a communist idea. And let me explain this. Don't go away from me now. Listen to what I'm saying to you here, all right? Now, because these Wall Street and banking executives took these humongous bonuses and all these humongous chunks of money and put it directly in their pocket thanks to the American taxpayer. This gives justification for the liberals and all the damn communists and socialists that are in power today to say, hey, wait a minute, this justifies us trying to limit those economic potential. And what does that mean? That means that they want to limit the amount of money you make each year. They want to put a cap on how much money you can make in your lifetime. And this is a prerequisite for all of this, folks. I mean, this is what I'm telling you. This is unbelievable. What these leftists are doing to this country is unbelievable. I mean, they are sitting here allowing the Wall Street bankers and all these assholes to get all these billions of dollars of the taxpayer dime. And they were utilizing that greed because they knew that's what was going to happen, folks. They knew that once the Democrats gave all this money to Wall Street that they were just going to put it in their pocket. They weren't going to do anything to actually help the American people now. Huh? Now, they gave these damn idiots all this money. And because the damn Wall Street executives and the bankers put this in their pockets, now they're trying to justify by saying, oh, you see, this is why we have to limit, caps and bonuses and caps and pay. I mean, just look at these Wall Street bankers. I mean, us leftists, us Marxists, we have to put a cap on how much money people can make in their lifetime. We have to make a cap on how much one can make in a year. And I'm telling you, folks, this is all a prerequisite to this kind of Karl Marx ass-kissing crap. All right? This is all Karl Marx ass-kissing horse crap. And I'm sure Karl Marx right now, he's in his grave waxing his carrot to everything that's going on right here in America. All right? It's just disgusting. And I can't believe the American people, the individuals that have an obligation and a duty to participate in this government, the American people that are supposed to be not only well-informed, but well-educated or well-versed or have an idea of what their bureaucratic system is capable of, these American people are just sitting on their fat asses. These American people are just sitting there, tickling their dingleberry-ridden assholes, watching, whatever's on the boob tube, Who Wants to Marry a Midget or whatever damn episode of ridiculous reality TV they're watching, and instead of doing what they need to do. And the one thing they need to do, folks, is participate in this government. This government was still made by the people and for the people. But, folks, the reason that we're seeing so much turmoil, the reason that we're seeing so much nefarious activity and we're living in precarious times is because of our lack of participation in this government. Remember, this government made for the people, by the people? Well, we sat on our fat asses, all right? We sat on our fat asses out here and decided, oh, you know what, everything's going to be okay. I don't care about the government. And you know what I'm talking about, folks. Have you ever talked to anybody about any kind of political perspective? Have you ever talked to anybody and had a political debate with anybody? Once you put them in their place, once you corner them verbally, they don't want to talk to you anymore. I mean, once you tell them something that they don't like, once you tell them something that's a little bit out of their comfort zone, they're like, I don't really want to talk about this. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it. It's a buzzkill. Yeah, it just doesn't make me feel all right. I don't want to talk about this. And it's that attitude that has put us in this precarious situation. All right? I mean, I just can't believe that the American people, with all due respect to those that aren't classified in this category that I'm about to say here, but in my opinion, the American public sucks. All right? The American public sucks, and a lot of the situation and a lot of the reasons we're suffering is because of you. It's because of the American public. I mean, you look at the debates that are happening today, for heaven's sake. I mean, I hate to keep rehashing the healthcare debate, but every goddamn time I turn on the damn boob tube, I see some stupid talking head talking about the damn healthcare industry. Oh, the healthcare industry. Oh, the healthcare industry. I don't give a crap. But you look at the two sides that are trying to protest in favor of one perspective of whatever health care reform or the other. You take a look at the leftists out here, these three-tooth, disgusting hand-me-down clothes-wearing pieces of loser entitlement-collecting garbage. They're out here protesting. They're saying, oh, we want a public option. That's what we want. We want a public option, even though they don't know what the hell a public option is. They've never read the bill, nor do they understand what the idea even entails. These idiots are out there because they don't have any jobs or anything. They're collecting entitlements. They're out there with, picket signs saying, I want public option, I want universal health care, and these leftists don't even know what the hell they're talking about, nor do they know what their politicians are writing in their name right now as we speak in Washington, D.C., in the name of health care reform. And then you got these Republican ass clowns. Then you got these teabaggers, all right? They're not making any bit of difference either. You got these stupid teabag ass clowns, and with all due respect to the teabaggers, the reason that I am trying to infuriate or agitate the teabag demographic is because they look stupid. I mean, they're making right-wing or anybody who believes in right-wing politics look like complete and utter buffooneries. I mean, you got these teabaggers going out. They're raiding these town hall meetings about health care. They're going in there with a Dale Earnhardt bandana and a ripped-up T-shirt, shit-stained T-shirt and some dumbass shorts and flip-flops. And they're holding a damn misspelled picket sign saying, I want to keep my insurance. That's what they want. I want to keep my insurance. That's the justification. That's the other side of the debate. You got these idiots that believe that they're going to get some sort of universal health care and you're going to get a public option, and then you got these other idiots saying, oh, you know what, I like my health care system. I think it's great. I like paying $27,000 every time I break my leg. Every time I break my leg, I love paying $27,000. It's great. I mean, this is the opposition here. I mean, both of these morons, if they would just stop and take off their ridiculous garb, put down the picket signs, and start thinking a little bit. And they start realizing, what exactly am I protesting for? Me on the left, why am I for a public option? Why am I for an idea of universal health care? It's because the talking heads told you to say those things, those talking points. None of those things are going to happen. There's no universal health care being proposed right now. This whole public option is not something that's going to somehow justify free health care for everybody until they're 100. All right? And then the damn teabaggers, these damn sweat-stained shirt, white beater wearing, Dale Earnhardt NASCAR bandana having, shitty underwear wearing pieces of misspelled picket sign crap. These idiots are out here saying, oh, yeah, I love my insurance. I want to keep my insurance. That's what I want to do. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, if you want real health care reform, folks, and I hate to keep rehashing this old issue. I know I talk about it every day, but if you want true health care reform, you stupid teabagger idiots and you left-wing hippie long hairs, why don't you take the insurance companies out? Why don't you take the insurance companies out of health care altogether? But no, both sides of the health care debate are promoting the health insurance dominance of the health care industry. I mean, both sides, the teabaggers and the dumbass leftists, they're both advocating that the health insurance companies dominate the health care industry. They're both for the same damn thing. They don't even know about it. That's how stupid we are in America. This is what I keep saying about why the American public sucks. I mean, can somebody explain to me how you can sit here and have the boob tube tell us that there's two sides of a debate that doesn't have two sides, and we all believe it, huh? I mean, these teabaggers, oh, my God, they make me sick. And the reason they make me sick is because they have no substance. They have no substance, and whenever anybody talks about me, whether it's on another internet broadcast or it's on a YouTube rant or it's on a blog or something, they correlate me with these freaking teabaggers, and I'm not a damn teabagger. I'm not a damn teabagger, all right? I don't want to even be affiliated with these people. These people are nuts. heaven's sake. I mean, once again, folks, how can you take time out of your day and go to a town hall meeting with your, shit-stained drawers and your dirty, crustated, sweat-stained, wife-beater T-shirt with your Jeff Gordon NASCAR hat, going out there with your misspelled picket sign saying, I like my insurance. I don't want health care to change. I like my health care. I mean, how the hell can you do that, you stupid, ignorant piece of waste of human life? How in the hell can you do that crap? I mean, both of you idiots on the left and the right, all right? All you idiots for a public option and universal health care, and all you idiots in the teabagger arena. Both of you idiots are for the same damn thing! You both are sucking the damn meat bag, all right? You are chewing on the meat bag of the health insurance industry, and frankly, folks, the health insurance industry shouldn't even be on the table. As a matter of fact, it should be dismantled. There shouldn't even be any health insurance payment on the patient end. It doesn't make any sense! But, the American people, they're so dumbfounded and ignorant and stupid and lack a critical thinking and lack rational thinking that they think that, I like my health care right now. I like it right now. And then you got the other side saying, I want a public option. Yeah, I want a government-funded health insurance agency. That's what I want. I want a government-funded health insurance agency. I mean, it's just disgusting, all right? It's just unbelievably disgusting. And I got this idiot in the chat room here named Aware Talk Radio. And I know he's one of these Alex Jones ass clowns, all right? And this is another group. This is another sect of the political spectrum that is ruining our country. This idea that everything is a damn conspiracy theory by reptilian, shape-shifting lizard men, all right? I mean, it's bad enough that we've got idiots out here like teabaggers and idiots on the left. It's another thing to get these Alex Jones, David Icke cum gurglers up in here saying, oh, you know what, it's all the New World Order. It's all the New World Order. That's what it is. It's the New World Order. It's the Lizard King. That's who it is. It's Jim Morrison, the Lizard King, that's making everything all messed up around here. And once again, I didn't mean to get off keister, but of course, because of my expletives and my opinions about Alex Jones and the whole alternative media movement, I have a variety of different Alex Jones worshiping pieces of garbage, and all these idiots from the alternative media movement, all right, bombarding my chat room, they bombard my blogs, they bombard everything, and they're like, oh, you're a part of the New World Order. You're a part of the conspiracy. You know what? You're a part of the conspiracy because you're a nut, all right? All you idiots that are out here that actually believe that reptilian lizard men run the damn planet, you people are nuts. And you should be so happy that we live in a free society, that we allow you idiots, you off-the-charts morons, to continue to spout off your garbage. I mean, honestly, you people are disgusting. It's just unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. And I'm sorry for the folks that are listening to the archive. I know that I get a lot of emails from folks that like to listen to the true conservative commentary. And unfortunately, because of the Alex Jones worshipers and the Peter Jones, carrot waxers and the David Icke, teeth cleaners, all these idiots, they come in here and they try to agitate, they try to talk all kinds of crap, and it's disgusting. It's unbelievable. And what's unfortunate is you got so many of these, especially these 20-somethings, and this is what's unfortunate. Our education system has ruined our children to the point where they actually believe that when they watch some Alex Jones video or they see that arthritic-ridden, green-tooth David Icke, or they see that ridiculous, receding hairline-ridden Peter Joseph, that they actually are privileged to some knowledge that nobody else has or some crap. I mean, I swear to God, you talk to these young people after they listen or they watch an Alex Jones video, they actually think they're freaking Rhodes Scholars, for heaven's sake. I mean, they're walking around like they just graduated from Harvard, cum laude or some crap. It's disgusting. And I'm tired of it. Look, for all you Alex Jones worshipers, I mean, don't y'all got some lizards that you gotta take care of here? I mean, don't y'all got some conspiracy to unravel? It's stupid. I mean, doesn't Alex Jones have you all doing something, a march somewhere, or, trying to harass leaders or something? Why don't y'all do something? It's disgusting, man. I'm sorry. I have no respect for anybody who's going to oblige themselves to this idea of reptilian, shape-shifting lizard men who need the blood of babies to prevent themselves from going into an out-of-whack shape-shifting event. And I kid you not, that's what all these idiots believe. They all believe in this reptilian crap. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. But you see, folks, this is what's happening to our people. We're so stupid and we're so ignorant that we'll believe anything. I mean, we just talked about how the teabaggers believe they're actually being somehow patriotic by being, soulless cash whores. Or they're not even getting any cash. I should say just soulless whores for the health insurance industry. And you look at the left. I mean, these people are soulless whores for the state and the government. And then you look at these Alex Jones worshipers. I mean, these people, with all due respect, most of them are probably living with Mammy. All right, because if they weren't living with Mammy, they probably wouldn't be listening to Alex Jones. They'd be out there having a productive life and going out there and doing something with themselves instead of sitting on their fat asses watching a 3-hour episode of Alex Jones Part 8. It's really disgusting, all right? It's really unbelievable. And, of course, right when I start talking about the great God, Alex Jones, once I start talking about the great messenger and the great prophet, David Icke, once I start talking about the great secular, idol, Peter Joseph, I get bombarded with all kinds of calls. How convenient, folks. I mean, how convenient. I spit on these people. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take some calls here. Let me tell you, if you are Alex Jones ass clowns, I hope for your sake that you're not going to sit here and give me any of this Alex Jones crap. Anyway, 219, you're on the air.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
I'm not an Alex Jones ass clown. He's got about 60% truth and 40% bullshit.
Don't get me wrong. I know that he speaks some truths, but at the same time, I'm still waiting. He's been saying this, and I live in Texas, sir, and I've been seeing this idiot with his bullhorn out here in Austin, Texas, for at least a good going on 20 years. And for the past 20 years, this idiot has been saying the same damn thing, that the New World Order is going to come in, they're going to rape our women, they're going to take our riches, they're going to eat our babies, and nothing has happened. Why are people still listening to this idiot?
Well, I got to tell you, Ghost, there is a lot of stuff going on, and what people need to realize is the NWO is not an individual or a group of people, it's an agenda. It just means one world government. But, no, I've heard him, he's a show, we all know it. David Icke, same thing, 60% truth, 40% trash.
Well, and not only that, sir, they're doing this for capitalist gain. It'd be one thing if they were truly revolutionary about it. And I've already called Alex Jones out on this, and it's all over YouTube. Some idiot that's it's a worshiper or somebody that likes this show, they posted a clip of me criticizing Alex Jones, and I'm glad they posted that clip because I call him out, and I say, if you were really a freedom fighter, Alex Jones, if you really didn't give a crap, if you were really a patriot, then you wouldn't take that Federal Reserve note that you claim is such a bad thing. You wouldn't accumulate all this materialism that you think is such a bad thing that is a side effect of the New World Order's infestation. But he's not going to do that.
No,
Alex Jones is not going to do that.
there's a joke on the internet, and it's called Alex, the world's coming to an end, so buy my DVD, Jones. He's totally on capitalism.
Yeah, well, you know what? Of course he is. And I just wish that instead of sitting here and hyper-sensationalizing garbage and claiming that, you know, the United States people are all going to be thrown in FEMA camps and, you know, we're going to have whips cracked on us and we're going to be put in mental bondage and have chips put on our head, and if we go past a certain area, our heads are going to explode. I mean, he's got all kinds of 1984 horse crap that he's shoving down the American citizen's head and the world's head, and I just don't appreciate it. And this is what's unfortunate. Our whole political debating system in America is just completely gone, all right?
Here's what I got to say, Ghost. There's a wearer is on the line. I guess his number is 519. And I got to be honest with you, man. I love listening to you, and I love when you snap. I'm just going to tell you to your face. Because everybody wants to do it. So we come here to listen to you do it. Take 519 just so I can hear it, because I know you're going to snap on this guy.
Well,
according... It gives all of us hope.
All right, well, let me see here. I mean, we've got somebody calling in. Of course, it's the Alex Jones worshiper that was in the chat room flapping his fat sausages of fingers on the keyboard, claiming this lizard man New World Order malarkey. We're going to go ahead and give them an opportunity. You see, 509, before I put you on the line, you see, I'm not going to be like Alex Jones and just allow you to, you know, say a couple of things, cut you off, and then give you, just talk malarkey about you, all right? I'm going to go ahead and give you the opportunity, 509, to tell us and enlighten us, all right? Because I know that you've watched all the Alex Jones videos. I know that you've watched all the big-time conspiracy theorist books and movies and DVDs and blogs and all this crap. So, 509, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, enlighten us, please. Go ahead.
I've only got one thing to say to you. You are the absolute dumbest motherfucker I have ever heard in my life.
Oh, that's great. That's alternative media talk, isn't it?
No, it's called the truth. I'm sure you're not used to hearing it. But that's what I said, and that's what I meant, and that's all I got to say to you, you stupid motherfucker.
Oh, and you know what, sir? Are you a sir, first of all? Are you a sir or a ma'am? Hello? Oh, what happened? Oh, why'd you hang up there, Mr. New World Order conspiracy Alex Jones worshiper? Aware Talk Radio? I mean, first of all, you call up my show sounding like a trans testicle. You sound like you just popped out of the anal passage of RuPaul or something, and then you call up and tell me nothing but a bunch of vulgarities, and then you hang up, you fruity little bastard. But you see, folks, this is what you get from these alternative media ass clowns. So it should be no surprise to you that you see some, half a male, trans testicle, weak-voiced moron call me up and say, you know what, I just have one thing to say to you. Oh, my God, Ghost, I want to see your toolbox. Oh, yeah, I saw Alex Jones's toolbox. But I want to see your toolbox. Give me a break, all right? But you see, folks, not to be facetious about this idiot, because I was actually going to give him or her or it or shim the forum to talk and to give us an idea of what they speak of when they talk about this supposed New World Order conspiracy and the supposed impending danger on America. But unfortunately, you're not hearing anything. All they did was call up and, sounded like George Michael's love child out of a glory hole session in a park bathroom. And that's all you got. You got a bunch of vulgarities, and that's it, folks. None of these people have any kind of substance. All right? I'm telling you right now, they have no type of substance. And this is what I'm saying about the American people in America, folks. The American people don't have any substance either. We are completely out of ideas, at least the majority of the American public, not everyone. I know there's a lot of true conservatives out there that aren't, taken with this teabagger horse crap, that aren't taken with these Republicans that are out here, turning leftists on us, that are, the thing about the Republicans nowadays, what really gets me laughing about these stupid, dumb, prostate-infected ass whips, is that these damn Republicans will go and claim that I don't want any government spending. I don't want a government-funded health care system. I don't want anything government funded. Well, you know, it's funny that you Republicans are saying that you don't want a public option and you don't want anything government funded, and yet you dumbass Republicans are sitting here patting yourselves on the back for preserving Medicaid and preserving Medicare. And news flash to all you dumbass Republicans, that's a government-funded system, you stupid, dumb, hypocritical ass clowns. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I'm not a Republican, all right? I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a damn liberal. I'm not a damn teabagger, all right? I want to get this really straight right damn now, all right? And I want you to listen, and I want you to listen good. I'm a conservative, damn it! I'm a true conservative! I believe in America! I believe in the Constitution! I believe in the Republic! I'm a conservative, damn it! Get that through your thick skulls, you dumb left-wing, whale-saving, thumb-up-the-ass-having, wish you had a Cadillac in your damn driveway funded by Obama pieces of entitlement-collecting crap. You all take that and you smoke it in that pipe that you idiots out there are buying because of the new legalization of medical marijuana. I'm a conservative, damn it. Anyway, folks, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade about all these dumbass Alex Jones worshipers and, you know, these teabag idiots that are out here, that are the supposed opposition to the left, when they're doing nothing but, they're promoting leftist idealism. I mean, when you're a teabagger, you know, with some, you know, Dale Earnhardt cap and a sweaty, shit-stained white-beater T-shirt, you know, and you're sitting there with some, you know, Tommy Bahama, shorts, you know, handed down from the Salvation Army or some crap, and you're out there with a misspelled picket sign saying, I like my insurance, you're no better than the left, you teabag pieces of crap. Do you understand that? You are no better than the left because you want the health insurance industry to dominate the healthcare industry, and the left also wants the health insurance industry to dominate the healthcare industry. You both are for the same thing. Both of you morons. And that's what pisses me off about the American public. They're too stupid to realize that there is no opposition in these debates out here. There's no true idealism. There's no true realism out here. Everybody is living in their own world. You know, I mean, you got to think about what Marx said. You know, and let me tell you, I don't mean to be quoting Karl Marx because I think Karl Marx is a piece of garbage. All right? And I think the Communist Manifesto, you know, should be used for toilet paper. But one analysis that Marx had stipulated in his works was that the coming age of modernity, which means when the worker is no longer someone that can apply their creativity to their craft, all right? And when modernity turns into machines taking over the mode of production, that the human being itself will no longer be human, and it will be there will be creativity taken out of the human being in exchange for fixing the human being for specific mechanical modes of production. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that the worker nowadays, they don't really enjoy their work any longer. I mean, before all this modernity of mass production and industrial revolutions and that sort of thing, individuals actually took pride in their work. I mean, they were artisans, they were blacksmiths, they were cabinet makers, they were fishermen. I mean, we can go on and on. But because of modernity, all right, and because of the fact that the modern life, the modern way of doing things, when I say modern, I mean the new machinery, it has eliminated the idea of the worker, all right? And what it has created the worker out to be is nothing more than a machine themselves. The worker is a machine. And what I mean by that is that no longer are we being creative in our workplace. We're nothing more than the idiot that puts an ass on the tail of a Pokemon on an assembly line. Or, we do some, simplistic menial garbage that doesn't bring us any kind of critical thinking or creativity. And this is what Marx talked about. Marx talked about how when the machines finally took over the modes of production, that humanity would lose its creativity and it would lose its culture. And if you look at what's happened to America today, if you look at what happened to the American workforce, and look at what's happened to the American working person in America. The average American working person in this country doesn't like their job. And the reason they don't like their job is because before this whole idealism of changing the Industrial Revolution into the Second Industrial Revolution and then into the Technological Revolution, we have reduced the human worker into nothing more than, a spoke. And as a result of, this non-creativity, this non-critical thinking idealism of occupation, we have created a non-critical thinking and a non-creative individual. So this is what I'm saying, folks, and this is where, maybe Marx, maybe he had it a little right in this regard. And when I'm saying right, I mean he predicted what humanity was going to be like once modernity fulfilled itself with evolution. With the new mode of production being the fact that the new mode of productions are machines, and what human workers are doing are being operators of machines as opposed to actually being creative. They're doing the same motions every single day, all day, 8-10 hours a day. And what it's doing, it's completely eliminated the identity, it's eliminated the creativity, and it's eliminated the critical thinking of every individual in America. Now, according to Marx, when this happened, it would be a ripe opportunity for communist revolution, which, of course, that never happened because most communist revolutions came from the peasantry upward. Marx, on the other hand, he predicted that the ripest country for communism was going to be a country like the United States, and it was going to start from the top downward, not from the bottom upward. And, of course, when Lenin and Mao and all these idiots got a hold of Marxist ideology, they utilized it to implement this peasantry revolution to overtake its means of productions within its society. Now, what Marx didn't understand was that, the modern individual is no longer creative. The modern individual is no longer critical. The modern individual is nothing more than a machine themselves, which is what he predicted, but that didn't create a communist revolution. As a matter of fact, what compensated that whole emptiness of, machine-like, mechanical machine-like work was consumerism. That's right, folks. This idea that materialistic accumulation was going to fulfill all the bad and the monotony and the disgust of going to a workplace that basically utilizes you as nothing more than something that's a mechanical resource, like a robot, like a machine. This is what got rid of the monotony of of the age of the machines, is what I should say. And this is why I bring up Marx, folks, because what is happening here in America is exactly what he predicted. He predicted that once full industry takes control of the apparatus of not only government but the international influence, that the machines of production will take the place of the actual worker. And henceforth, the actual worker will be reduced to one that just does repetitive motions on a continuous basis. One that, puts a screw in the ass of a Pokemon on an assembly line. Or one that does a repetitive service that, just completely bombards monotony. But what Marx didn't anticipate was consumerism. But you see, folks, this combination of monotonous machine-like work and consumerism has put us in a pickle. It's put us in a horrific situation. It's put us in a situation where these individuals in America were more worried about putting money in their pocket and working triple shifts so they can get the latest iPhone than they were worried about their own individual liberty and freedom. And as a result, Marx was right in the sense that all this monotonous work was going to become, it was going to make a dumb people, was going to make a dumbified, stupefied, ignorant people. And he was right. Because look at America today, folks. I mean, look at America today. America is filled with nothing but a bunch of mindless morons that have no substance, no creativity, no synapses in their brains to spark new ideas. I mean, we're plain Jane, disgusting in my opinion. And this is why I continue to do these broadcasts in hopes of providing some sort of inspiration for those out there that actually want to participate in this system and make a change. Because, folks, history has shown us that if the American people gather around an issue, gather around a cause, that the government cracks under the pressure. And we've had a variety of different precedents that proves this. And one of them is the Civil Rights Act, folks. The Civil Rights Act is the perfect precedent that shows that if the American people started thinking a little bit and the American people got behind a certain issue, that the American government would crack. But when most people are more worried about, guzzling down a bottle of Cheese Whiz with some damn sour okra, and, they're watching an old episode of Hee Haw, and, they're completely pacified with that type of a life, well then, folks, it's pretty much nothing we can do, is there? Pretty much, sitting there with a Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up our ass, hoping that the American citizen somehow finds some intellectual curiosity out here. But I don't know. Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We're going to take another caller here from the 812 area code. You're on the air.
Hey there. I was hoping to speak with your Alex Jones freak, the little stink finger. I just wanted to mention, Alex Jones, that big old hairy ape. Let me tell you something about him. You can go on to YouTube and look at his broadcast from 1999, the Y2K New Year. He had intellectually underdeveloped people, not to mention your bunker addicts and your elderly people. He had these people convinced that Russia set off nuclear bombs. They were headed for America, and as they called to him for help and were crying, he was laughing demonically. Now,
I heard that exact episode, and I strongly advise everybody who hasn't heard it, please look up at your nearest video.
Compliment to Bill Cooper. Just put in Bill Cooper. He's the one who outed him.
And I think it was disgusting. I heard the broadcast myself. This idiot was actually taking, quasi-information that he was getting from somewhere that the Russians had launched their nuclear weapons and that there was chaos in the streets and, they were talking about electronic grids shutting down and all this other nonsense. You're exactly right. He was laughing all the way, and this is what he enjoys. He gets off on it. You can tell.
Here's the question I have about Alex Jones. He's all the time talking about civil unrest and martial law, but he's the one inciting people to do civil unrest. Now, the only thing that his listeners like to do is Google. And when they're not Googling hentai porn or hentai porn, the only other thing they know how to say is COINTELPRO. You know what? Old boss, same as the new boss. Thanks, Gus.
I appreciate you calling in. And you know what? I appreciate you saying that about Alex Jones because let me tell you, I've been saying for a long period of time since I've been doing the show that this man is a fear-mongering piece of crap. And if he was a real patriot, if he was a real bad man out here, if he was a true freedom fighter, he would sit here and say, you know what? All the money that I've accumulated, hyper-sensationalizing this New World Order garbage and reptilians or whatever else I've been selling, I'm going to go ahead and give it back. That's right. I'm not going to accept a Federal Reserve note because, of course, Alex Jones is against the Federal Reserve. He claims that the Federal Reserve is, in charge of everything from nuclear weapons to, Hiroshima. So, I mean, why don't you reject the Federal Reserve note, Alex? Why don't you reject all the materialism that you accumulate because of this hypersensationalism that you keep promoting out of your hole out here? I mean, that's all I'm saying. Put up or shut up, Alex. I mean, with all due respect, if you're going to sit here and make all these accusations that the New World Order is going to come in, they're going to rape our women and take our riches and eat our babies, and we're going to be thrown in FEMA camps, and we're going to be, all this crap. You're talking all this crap, and yet you provide no solution whatsoever. As a matter of fact, none of these assholes provide any solution. And I've said this over and over and over and over again. I've been saying that these idiots don't provide any solutions. And you want to know why they don't provide any solutions, folks? Because they want you to buy the next video. They want you to come back to the website. They want you to pay access for the website. They want you to go to their blogs. They want you to go to their radio shows. They want you to go to all this nonsense so they can make more and more money on your fear. And that's my opinion. And if it wasn't more obvious, you just take a look at all these individuals that are involved, all the main mouthpieces that are involved with this supposed New World Order conspiracy and all this crap. You take a look at all these people. They're all capitalizing. They're all making serious, large sums of money. All right? It's just disgusting. If you're against the Federal Reserve, well, then stop making money. Why don't you get your own land, grow your own crap, and do your own thing if you're so against the Federal Reserve. Oh, but by the way, you probably need a Federal Reserve note to buy the land. That's right. You might need a Federal Reserve note to buy the seeds. You might need a Federal Reserve note to buy this. It just doesn't make any sense to me what Alex Jones is doing whatsoever. And once again, folks, I hate to keep retelling this story, but I think it bears repeating because I think that individuals need to know the mentality behind this ridiculous alternative media crap. I went into a chat room, a voice chat room, where a whole bunch of these idiots were congregating, all right? It was called 9/11 Truth or Truth Now or one of these stupid voice chat rooms that had all these Alex Jones worshipers and all these Peter Joseph worshipers and all these David Icke worshipers. They were all commiserating in this room, right? And I know that some of you folks out there are listening in, and y'all have already heard this story, but I think it bears repeating. I went in there and I questioned these people. Since, these people are truthers, right? They want the truth. That's right. They want to open their arms and they want to accept the truth and they want to do this. So I went in, not to start any kind of trouble, but I went in and asked these people, okay, let's say the New World Order does come in, all right? Let's say this nefarious group comes in out of the sky, and all of a sudden chaos happens because they're trying to implement martial law, and they're trying to force people into FEMA camps, and everything goes unraveled, and, people are running around the streets with guns and weapons and knives, and you got old people getting beat up for their crap, and the whole thing just goes haywire, all right? I asked these individuals, what are we supposed to do? What's the alternative? What do we do? And a couple of people got up on the chat, the little voice chat community thing, and they said, well, Ghost, because my name's Ghost on there as well. Ghost, what I'm going to do is I've got myself my land, I've got myself my food, I've got myself my weapons, and I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be just fine. While everybody's in chaos, I'll be just fine because I got all my things. I'm self-sufficient. I'm all right. And then I got up and I asked him, well, okay, you're going to be all right. You say you're self-sufficient. You say you're this. You say you're that. What's going to happen when these individuals, out of desperation, when the chaos ensues and the New World Order comes in and the FEMA camps are implemented, what's going to happen when these individuals find your little stash of stockpiled food? What if they find you as they're trying to escape the metropolis cities and they find your little piece of land out there with all the crops and all the cows and, all this crap? What are you going to do when they come in and they try to take your crap because they're desperate? The New World Order just came in. What are you going to do then? And I swear to God, all these New World Order pricks, all these alternative media ass clowns got on the damn internet microphone and they said, Oh, yeah, that wouldn't happen, Ghost, but if it did happen, I would shoot him. I'd kill him. Anybody comes on my land, I'd kill him. I'll shoot him with my weapons. And once again, folks, you take that mentality. You take that individual mentality of, oh, well, I'll be all right if everything goes haywire and in chaos and everything breaks down and the systems are no longer in power. I'll be all right because I have my stockpile of weapons. I've got my own pad. I've got my own crops. I've got my own cows. All this crap. But then when you ask these Alex Jones worshipers and all these damn New World Order ass clowns what they would do when the fanatical people in running away from the New World Order and martial law and FEMA camps, when they found their little stockpile of weapons and they found their little stockpile of food, when they came in, what would you do? Would you help feed these people since y'all are so much truthers, y'all are such patriots? You know, y'all are trying to enlighten us about the New World Order, all this crap. You're going to help us? You're going to feed the people out there? No, they're not going to do that. Are you going to, ration it out? I mean, what exactly are you going to do? What did they tell me? They're going to kill them. They're going to kill the people if this supposed fictitious New World Order comes in and starts taking away all this crap and putting people in FEMA camps and implementing martial law. I've heard it directly from these alternative media assholes' mouths that they would kill the people that infiltrated their property. That they would just start shooting people from afar. They would just start mowing them down. And you think about this mentality, folks, and once again, it's not the fact that these alternative media ass clowns and these New World Order idiots, all these idiots that believe all this conspiracy theory nonsense, it's not the fact that the supposed New World Order wants to kill people. It's not the fact that the New World Order and this grand supposed conspiracy wants to throw you in FEMA camps and do all this crap that Alex Jones claims. No. It's the fact that you people want to kill people. It's the fact that everybody in the alternative media movement that are, being stupefied by Alex Jones and all these other mouthpieces, you people want to kill the people. You don't want the New World Order killing the people like Alex Jones claims. You don't want that. No, that's why you morons don't provide any solutions. That's why none of the alternative media ass clowns don't provide any solutions whatsoever. Because they want it to be a continuous game so they can laugh their asses all the way to the bank. It makes me sick. And I cannot stand any one of these damn alternative media 20-something pierce-nosed prick ass clowns. They think that they are legitimate Rhodes Scholars because they watched a freaking video. And this is how stupid and the lack of creativity and the lack of critical thinking that America has duped itself into. It's just disgusting. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I'm not going to sit here and palate any more of this New World Order crap. All right, because you know what? All you 9/11 truthers, you're just rabble-rousing idiots. All right, this is what goes to show you the lack of creativity and the lack of critical thinking. During all the revolutions, during the English Revolution, during the French Revolution, during the American Revolution, during the Chinese Revolution, during the Russian Revolution, everybody who was in opposition of the current regime of those times had a solution. They had a plan. They had ideas. All right? Oh, what the hell do you dumbass alternative media pricks have? The only person that's providing a solution is Peter Dumbass Joseph, and the only thing he's providing is some technocratic communist garbage. All right? It's just disgusting. And then here we go right here. We got some New World Order idiots saying, Ghost, you'll pay attention when it bites you on the ass. Ah! Oh, are you kidding me? Give me a break. You know what? What's going to bite me in the ass, huh? The fact that the American people are gluttonous, materialistic pieces of ungrateful crap that are out here living like kings. We've been living like kings for 50, 60 years, and now we're on our knees begging to become peasantry, huh? Is that what's going to bite me in my ass, the ignorance of the freaking people out here? You are going to get bitten in the ass, you stupid Alex Jones worshiping piece of garbage. All right? Because you're the one that's spreading all these lies and spreading all these fictitious rumors and spreading all this hyper-sensationalism about all this crap. When in actuality, it's not that difficult, you stupid, pathetic morons. This is a battle of ideas, you idiots. And you see, that's a lack. That's what Alex Jones lacks. That's what Peter, well, maybe not Peter Joseph, at least he has an alternative. I still don't like it. I still think he's a communist, atheist prick. But David Icke and all these other ass clowns that are out here providing all this talk and providing all this hyper-sensationalism and providing all this fear without providing one single solution whatsoever. So, you can continue to, believe in your little, Alex Jones crew, your little conspiracy theory club. You can believe that all you want to. The only thing that's going to get you is the unproductiveness that you have currently. All right? That's it. That's all there is to it. And I want to hear from you, 646-652-4869. I mean, I hear a lot of see a lot of Alex Jones text warriors out here flapping their fat Frito-stained fingers on the keyboard out here, but they're not saying one iota of substance. And the only Alex Jones worshiper piece of garbage that did call up sounded like he literally popped out of the anal passage of RuPaul and sounded like some sort of a trans testicle, and all he could do was pop off nothing but a bunch of vulgarity, and he hung up the phone. And he hung up the freaking phone. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Anyway, 646-652-4869. I know I got off on a tirade there because of all these ass clowns that are finding out about my program, folks. About all these Alex Jones worshipers out here that are finding out about my program. About all these David Icke and these lizard men worshipers out here that have found out about my program. I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry, folks. I mean, what can I say? Once you basically yank these morons out of the closet into reality, they don't like it very much. Once you start pissing on what these idiots believe in because, well, they don't know how to read for themselves or they don't know how to gather information for themselves, they don't understand what they're doing. I mean, this is what you get out here. Anyway, folks, we got 30 minutes left in the program. Before I move on and take a couple of calls here, I would like everybody to please bookmark the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And also follow me on Twitter, folks. It's the best opportunity to figure out when I'm going to conduct a live broadcast, and that's Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores, Ghost Politics. Anyway, I got a couple of callers here, and I'm sure, it's a bunch of Alex Jones worshipers that are going to sit here and say, oh, my God, you're a part of the New World Order. You're a part of the... So let's hear what some of these people have to say here. 812, you're on the air.
No, it's just me again. I didn't really believe you had this many Alex Jones people in your room, but you really do.
Unfortunately, I've been, I think I criticized the man on a couple of shows. Some moron put it on YouTube, and before you know it, every Alex Jones moron has found me. And now, they're sitting here claiming that I'm with Operation Mockingbird or, whatever, COINTELPRO, or I'm a part of the Illuminati or a Mason and all this other crap. They don't know what, what's funny about these Alex Jones worshipers? They don't know what group it is, and yet they'll announce every group in the book.
Well, what I don't understand is the similarities are so different, or so, easily compared. You look at David Koresh in Waco, and any kind of modern-day prophet in religion, and you can contrast and compare, and they're just the same. David Koresh cherry-picked a verse out of the Bible. He became obsessed with it, and he grew on it. He made that his theology. Pretty soon it went from, I'm going to lead you to the Lord, to I am the Lord. Okay?
Yeah, I remember.
It's so simple. It's no different than with Alex. He takes a tiny, tiny seed of truth, and then he lets it germinate and then pollinates it into something that is completely, I cannot tell you. I used to be a fan of Alex Jones, so I speak from experience. That man, I was not a born-again Christian until I started listening to Alex Jones. He actually got me to turn to God, and I'll give him credit for that. But he had, I don't know, 25 predictions, and I actually marked them on my calendar. This day the dollar was going to tank. This day was going to be martial law, and the FEMA camps were going to take us away. This day. He is no different than a modern-day man, a preacher, who calls himself a prophet and says God is going to return on this day, and when it doesn't happen, makes up some BS excuse why it didn't happen.
I
Just like
agree.
Oral Roberts. When Oral Roberts said, if you don't send me $20 million, God is going to kill me. And the guy was still alive. So then it was a new prophetic translation. There's your Alex Jones. That's him. That's right there. My good friend in Tyler, Texas, grew up with Alex Jones.
Oh, really?
Alex Jones did this in high school. He's
I know he's been doing this for a long time. I actually live on the outskirts of Austin, and I've actually seen this moron personally out there in Austin, Texas, with a stupid bullhorn yelling at people like we all give two rat's asses. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw this idiot in the 90s.
I mean, I actually went into his website and got in trouble because I actually sat down. I did a comparison in a comment about him and Steve Quayle and the owner of, of the network that he's on, and the businesses that they do, and the money that they garner via profits by this fear-mongering. And then all of a sudden, all the comments were shut down on that site for a day and a half.
Well, of course. I mean, he's no different than any of these other dictators.
I don't believe it was me that caused it by a long shot. I'm not that smart.
Well,
But I was just
remember, though, if you cause any kind of dissent, if you cause any kind of dissent, it's going to eat into his profits. So, of course, he's not going to allow that type of banter to happen on his website. So that's why he shut it down, in my view.
I mean, really, anybody who promotes fear for profit, I mean, they don't have any character. I mean, you can't justify it. Seriously,
I agree.
He's Oral Roberts. That's all he is. He's Oral Roberts. Vet what the man says. Follow the leads. Follow the links. Go to the Army website that he says that he quotes. Then follow that. Don't stop at that page. Don't stop at their links. Keep following it. Keep following it. Keep following it. And eventually you find out it wasn't at all what he told you it was in the first place. And it's fun. It's an adrenaline rush to be scared and to feel like you're going to change the world. But I bring to you one reference. Ruby Ridge. Randy stockpiled how many weapons, and in the end, what did he gain? He lost almost his entire family. He was arrested and left destitute, and no money from the government, no restoration of reputation will ever replace his wife and son. When they want you, they got you, because you don't have the money to stockpile what they do. Get your heart right. And just admit, Alex, the dollar's worthless, but he wants every cent you have.
Yeah, man, I couldn't have said it any better.
If he's such a prophet and he knows the dollar's going to tank, why is he taking in all of yours?
Now, I have an idea why. That big beer gut that he has and double chin that he's got, I'm sure he's living well.
Well, I'm just saying, if the dollar's going to tank and it's going to be worthless, why does he feel the need to amass such an amount of Federal Reserve notes?
That's what I've been saying. I mean, if this man is claiming the Federal Reserve is this and that, I mean, why is he continuously accepting Federal Reserve notes? Why doesn't he exchange them for another currency? Why doesn't he exchange them for gold or something of that nature? I mean, he's not doing anything. He's doing what every American citizen is doing, and yet he's criticizing every American citizen for doing just that.
I mean, the truth is, I'm not saying he's completely wrong, but I'm far from saying he's close to right. You have to be able to vet what someone tells you. If you can't edify what you're told, then be discerning of what you receive. That's all. I mean, it's as simple as that. The guy is he's Oral Roberts. He's Jim Baker. He's Oral Roberts. He's Jimmy Swaggart. He is every scandal from the religious community in the 80s. That's Alex Jones. And I'm telling you this because I know a man who grew up with him, and that greatly inspired Alex Jones to become the character he is, and he is a character. You're
damn right he's a character, and, let me tell you, I've been trying to tell people that for the past 3 years, unfortunately, they put this man on a pedestal as if he's, the Almighty or some sort of God or something. But once again, all one can do is highlight the contradictions that are within his rhetoric and that are within his actions, and hope that those that are looking in on these contradictions don't look past them because they sold their soul to this nonsense. Anyway, I want to thank you for calling in, and I want to take another call here from the 859 area code. 859, you're on the air.
I really don't have much to say. I was just kind of listening in or whatnot. And
you're just kind of listening in? Okay, sir. Well, what do you think about Alex Jones before we put you back on hold here?
You don't want to know what I think about Alex Jones and other individuals that speak in his tone of voice and corral people with anger and rage instead of using diplomatic ways to relieve solutions.
I agree. But at the same time, I'm going to put you back on hold, sir. At the same time, though, you need to rally the people around this system. You see, I believe in the American system. The unfortunate part about the system is that most of the American people just did not participate in it. And they cared more about their generated revenue and their materialistic accumulation than preserving their liberty and their freedom. And as a result, we're in a precarious situation, and you've got a lot of individuals trying to exploit the hell out of it, and it's a disgrace. It's an utter disgrace. Anyway, I think that's about it. I didn't really mean to go off on this tirade about the alternative media movement and this Alex Jones and David Icke and all these Peter Joseph characters. So I'm going to go ahead and segue into a subject matter that I was going to talk about earlier, and I'm talking about education. Yeah, that's right, folks. I'm talking about education out here because apparently, according to the chief of education out here in America, the chief of education, wants to just completely rehaul the teacher prep program. Now, what the hell does that mean? That means that individual professors that have been teaching our future teachers of America, according to the new education chief, they haven't been doing a damn good job of it, all right? And that's why they want to overhaul the whole college prep program that teaches these teachers, because they realized it was a bunch of horse crap. And another thing they realized was that these professors, according to the reports, these professors utilize these teacher prep program as cash cows to just kind of basically sit there and, kind of throw a couple of worksheets at these morons and point at some things on an overhead, and lo and behold, these morons are teachers, and they're thrown into the damn classroom, and what do? They become nothing more than glorified babysitters, for heaven's sake, and they're not educating our children! They're not educating our children! And a good observation to show the lack of education that's being penetrated within our youth, just take a good look at the political landscape in America. You got these ridiculous, idiotic, no-substance having teabaggers. You got these idiot, cult of personality having imbeciles on the left, and these liberals, and these bull-dyke feminists. You've got all these idiots in the alternative media movement that believe lizard men, shape-shifting lizard men, are in control of the country. The lack of rational thinking has gone completely out the window in America, and it's because of our education system! Do you understand that? Let me tell you something. Let me tell all you pieces of crap something, all right? It'll be a great day, a great damn day, when these damn teachers and these administrators and the principals and the superintendents and all these people on the board of education, when these people are out of work, all right? It'll be a great day in American history when these publicly funded, these government-funded bureaucrats actually have to go in the private sector and get a job. Oh, I would love to see that, wouldn't you? All these blood-sucking teachers and these dumbass bureaucrats in the public education system. Oh, that would be great if they were all fired and the real estate that took up the public education schools can be sold off to land speculators and turn them into projects or shopping centers or whatever the hell they want to turn it into. Because let me tell you something, folks, I don't understand why we haven't privatized education thus far. Let me tell you something about privatizing education. Not only would it aid the progress of the intellectual potential of those in America, but at the same time, it would put an economic boost within the American economy. I mean, just imagine that the teachers that are successful, that can help facilitate material to the student for them to absorb properly and to keep in their brains. I mean, the greatest teachers are going to be like rock stars. They're going to be like NBA stars. I mean, they're going to be getting paid big wages because they can actually produce. They can actually teach. So they're going to be sought after by every private school in America. And just imagine all the individuals that make all these creative products to help students study, to help them learn a certain subject, to help them learn math easier. Just imagine all the study aids and all the after-school programs, all the crap. It would be an economic boom for our country, for heaven's sake, and it would be for a good cause. And that cause is our children's education, because, folks, we need something that's going to help facilitate educational growth on a tremendous scale. If you just walk around America for a little bit and just listen, all right? I mean, the next time you're sitting at a meal in a public arena at some restaurant, instead of feeding your face, why don't you just kick back and just listen? Just listen to the imbecilic, ridiculous, idiotic conversations that are happening all around you. Take a look at the hideous, shit-eating smiles, you know, these disingenuous looks that everyone is giving everyone else out here. I mean, do you understand, folks, that we have thrown ourselves back 100 years in the education scale because of this ridiculous public education system? And now we've got the chief of education saying that, oh, we need to overhaul the college prep program that prepares our teachers. I think we need to go further than that. I think we need to take all these teachers that are getting paid, what's the average, $45,000 a year? You take all these teachers that are getting benefits and secured work and you know, summers off and all this nonsense, all right? You take all these people and you put them out in the street in the private sector and have them get a job like everyone else out here in America. Everyone else is out there on the unemployment line. Everyone else is out there trying to get a damn job. And these damn bureaucrats, they're bitching and moaning for more money. They're bitching and moaning for more of the taxpayers' dollars. They're bitching and moaning about the kids and about this and about that. You should be happy that you have yourself steady income. You should be happy that you've got a job, you goddamn bureaucrat. You should be happy you got a goddamn job. But no, that's not good enough for them, is it? Absolutely not. And that's classic bureaucracy. That's classic imbeciles that are working within the bureaucratic system. And let me tell you something. It'll be a great day. A great damn day when these teachers are all out in their asses looking for work in the private sector. But just imagine a little bit. I mean, you know, I know that's a lot of disdain on my part. I blame the teachers. I blame the principals. I blame the entire education apparatus for the situation that we're in currently. I blame them for all the lack of moral integrity that we have. I blame them for the lack of fiscal conservatism, the idea of how to balance a checkbook, the idea of not spending more than you have, and all this crap that we're finding ourselves in precarious situations because of. These idiots in education dropped the ball on that. They completely dropped the ball. And this is why I'm saying it'll be a great day, a great damn day in American history, when these idiots are out in the street looking for work. All right? And I'm saying, folks, if you privatize education, you just think about the numbers a little bit. You think about the average student out here in Texas, it's about a little over $32,000 a year to send these brats to school. Per student, all right? $32,000 a year per student to send these brats to school. When the average, the average private school in America on an annual basis is $1,500. $1,500. So let's say, okay, we'll give these idiots the benefit of the doubt. We'll give everyone a $3,000 voucher to send their kid to one of these private schools. And just take the whole public school arena out. Just screw public school and let the property tax owner keep their money instead of taxing the property tax owner to death so we can pay for all these brats to go to this glorified babysitting mechanism called public education. All right, well, we'll send these people to private schools. We'll give them $3,000 vouchers, and everyone that are within I mean, look, this is what I'm trying to get at. Once we start sending individuals to private schools, the entrepreneurs that initially made the investment to create those schools, the individual that put up the money to create that private school, whatever it's geared towards, whether it's science-based, math-based, you can have a school about anything. It could be a school about religion. It could be a school about homosexuality. Yeah, if you want a homosexual school where they got glory holes in the bathrooms, hey, it's a private school. Do whatever the hell you want to do. But what I'm saying is you're going to see a difference. You're going to see that there's going to be somebody overseeing the whole apparatus of the school, making sure that every student is properly educated. All right? They're going to sit here and say, and they're going to make sure that they have every student in an environment that is conducive for learning. That's what an individual who invests in a school in the private sector is going to make sure that's happened. You know? I mean, this is what I'm speaking of. And I'm just saying, folks, I'm a property taxpayer. I don't have any children that go to any of these public education schools. As a matter of fact, when I had children and they were growing up, I sent them to private school, and it cost me a lot of my own damn money, while at the same time having to pay taxes for these dumb blood-sucking teachers and administrators and principals that are out here just collecting off of the government teat. All right? I just think it's disgusting that, simple procedures, simple ideas like privatizing the entire education system can't become a feasible reality. Because this is how it would affect the economy. It would affect the economy by allowing the taxpayer, the property taxpayer, to keep that money. And it's a pretty good chunk of change, folks, depending on the price of your property and depending on your state. That's a pretty big chunk of change that you're keeping in your pocket. Secondly, teachers are going to actually be looked upon with some sort of respect again, instead of being looked at as if they're overpaid babysitters. Because the individuals that are teaching within the private sector are going to have to produce. They're going to have to produce students that are passing, that are above average. And the greatest teachers that are able to relay information and have the students absorb it like it's no big deal are going to be sought after like basketball stars, rock stars, football stars. It's going to be like the NBA draft. The teachers are going to be signed to long-term contracts. Administrators that can keep the hold on a social arena from going from a regular environment for learning into some gang hole or into some sort of, goth, dance fest or something, should also get paid. This is what I'm telling you, folks. This is what I'm saying. I cannot and will not show any compassion for any of these educators out here, because these educators are the ones that cause the problems within our society. It is their fault. So for the education chief to call for a teacher overhaul or of the teaching prep program is not going far enough. I say, why don't you just close down all the damn schools all over the country? Just close them all down. There's no need for them. I mean, every damn 2 years they're going for another bond issue, for another bond election, for another $300 million so they can, build a new office for the freaking superintendent or some crap. Stupid. I mean, it's unbelievable. So for all you teachers that keep emailing me up saying that I'm just such a bastard and that I'm a bad man, you don't know what it's like to be a teacher. Well, no, I don't know what it's like to be a teacher because I didn't want to become a teacher, but it doesn't seem to me like that hard of a job, given the fact that you paid $75,000 for a 4-year degree from some of these vanity schools that are supposed to be producing these prestigious products. I mean, it's stupid. But I don't know, folks. All I can do is continue to come up here and conduct these broadcasts in hopes of sparking synapses in the brains of folks out here. But unfortunately, for some reason, people in America they lack rational thinking. They lack critical thinking. They're more going after what the individual or the lady that commented before, the adrenaline rush. of being, I don't know, the underdog or some crap. I don't understand it. I mean, the teabaggers and the leftists and all these idiots with no substance, I mean, they're the ones out here doing the most ruckus. They're the ones out here doing the protests. They're the ones out here getting the mainstream media attention. And it's making all the rational individuals that actually see what's going on in America today look like a bunch of morons. I mean, these teabagger ass clowns make me a true conservative, an individual who has substance, who has actual issues to put forth on the debating table out here. These damn teabaggers make me look like a damn half-witted, three-eyed, freckle-faced retard or something. I mean, it's stupid. And then the leftists out here, I mean, they don't even know what they're talking about. They're just regurgitating what some talking head said on the television set, and they actually think that it wins them brownie points in the legitimate world because they were able to combine a couple of big words together that some talking head on television told them what to say. It's disgusting. And then, of course, oh, the alternative media movement. Oh my God, what a sight they are, And folks, if you happen to be tuning in with me in the archive or live here, be prepared to see a lot more of these ass clowns, all right? I know somebody threw a damn YouTube video about me talking garbage about Alex Jones, and now every Alex Jones worshiper on the internet, they're coming into my chat room. They're emailing my show. They're doing all this crap in hopes of what? I don't know, showing attention to their great God, Alex Jones? I mean, I just don't understand what's going on here in America, folks, and this is why I hope that you listening. And I know there's a lot of ass clowns in the chat room that are completely against what I'm talking about, and, they have no other life than to come up on here and, flap their fat fingers on the keyboard while playing with their pecker shaft, thinking that they're actually getting to me or something. But in actuality, folks, I come on this broadcast for all the folks that give me all the positive emails. For all the conservative young people and the conservative older people and the conservative women, the conservative men, the working man, the working woman. These individuals are the reason I come up on here and conduct these broadcasts. Because, folks, if we continue going down this ignorant path that's being embraced by all these different factions in America, we are going down. We are going down, and there's no way for us to come out of this. I mean, we don't produce anything any longer, folks. I keep saying that. We don't produce anything any longer. So what the hell does that mean? That means we consume more than we produce. And if we consume more than we produce, why don't you kind of situate your life where you consume more than you produce and see how that gets you? See how that goes for you. Anyway, folks, all right? I'm sick and tired of, I'm just sick and tired of these Alex Jones worshipers. I can't stand them anymore. I mean, Alex Jones, why don't you tell your little minions, these, idiots, these lab rats of yours to just piss off. Alex Jones. I mean, why don't you tell these people that, hey, they're not making your cause look very good by, being a bunch of agitation rabble-rousers. They're no better than these leftists out here, They're no better than these goddamn anarchists that go to the G8 summits all the time and burn dragons and, cause a ruckus. I mean, that's what these damn alternative media pricks are. All right? It's disgusting. Anyway, folks, we got 2 minutes left in the broadcast. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me live and in the archive. Once again, folks, please bookmark the official blog of the True Conservative Radio program at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. That's ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And be sure to check out some of the sponsors out in that particular website, folks, to support the True Conservative Radio program. And on top of which, folks, to figure out when I'm going to conduct a live broadcast, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Ghost Politics is the name, all right? Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me and for all these Alex Jones milky lickers and all these damn alternative media, cum gurglers and all these dumbass jerk nuts that are coming into my chat room and calling up my show and emailing me up in an attempt to agitate, all you're doing is proving my point. You're proving my point that the American public sucks. They have no substance, and what these individuals are going to gather around is nothing but hypersensationalism, something that was created out of liberal or feminist Hollywood, you know, something that makes them feel a certain way. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, folks. We lack creativity, we lack critical thinking, folks, and we need to get it back. And not only do we need to get it back, we need to educate our people properly before this really implodes upon our faces. It's imploding bad enough that we're accepting this leftist liberal regime that's in power, spending more money than all the presidents from Washington to George W. Bush combined. And you're just sitting on your fat ass and accepting it like some stupid, neurotic waste of human life, some bump on a log jerk ass that thinks that somehow everything's just going to be all right because it's just going to be all right. It's not going to be all right, you stupid flapjack-eating, nipple-clamp-loving, butt-plug-up-the-ass-looking, wish that you had some sort of political substance-having, chicken-eating, corn-boy trash. Go out there and do something. Anyway, I'm out of here. Long live the true conservative movement and death to feminism.
A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.